Day 5 of creation, the creation of sea creatures and birds. On the fourth day, God established the heavenly lights, setting the foundation for time on earth. Now the earth was ready for life to move and soar. On the fifth day, God filled the seas with creatures and the sky with birds, giving life to two essential realms of creation, the waters and the air. Genesis 1:20-23. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, a fifth day. What happened on day 5? God created all the creatures of the sea, from the smallest fish to the great sea creatures. Day 6 of creation, the creation of land animals and humans. On the fifth day, God filled the waters with living creatures and the sky with birds, but the earth still lacked one crucial element: land animals. On the sixth day, God completed his creation by forming the animals that would inhabit the earth, and the most special creation of all, humankind. Genesis 1:24-31. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life. I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. What happened on day 6? God created all the land animals, livestock, wild animals, and creatures that crawl on the ground. Finally, God created mankind in his own image, both male and female, with the ability to rule over the earth and its creatures. God gave humans a special blessing to be fruitful, multiply, and take care of the earth and its creatures. Everything was complete, and God saw that his creation was very good. Genesis 1:28. Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. Why did God create humans? Humans were made in God's image, reflecting his qualities, such as creativity, love, and reason. God gave humans the responsibility to care for and rule over the earth, showing their important role in the creation. Humans were the pinnacle of God's creation, and he entrusted them with stewardship of the earth and its creatures. What this teaches us about the Creator: God values life. Every living creature was made with purpose and care. Humanity has a unique role in God's creation, reflecting his image and entrusted with the earth's care. God's creation is good, and he is pleased with the world he made, culminating in the creation of humankind. With the creation of animals and humans, the earth was now full of life, both living creatures and the most special of all, mankind. Everything was in harmony, and God's creation was complete. The earth was ready for its first Sabbath rest. Key features of this version: clear explanation of the creation of land animals and humans. Focus on the special creation of humankind and their role on earth. A natural transition into the concept of God's rest on Day 7. Day 7 of creation, the day of rest. After 6 days of creating the world in its perfect form, God looked upon his work and saw that it was very good. Yet even the Creator, in his greatness, paused. On the 7th day, God rested, not because he was tired, but because his work was complete. The 7th day was set apart as a day of rest, a holy day, a day to reflect on the goodness of all that had been created. Genesis 2:1-3. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. What happened on day 7? On the 7th day, God ceased from his creative work, not because he needed rest, but to set a divine example for humanity. He blessed the 7th day and made it holy, a day to be set apart from all others for rest, reflection, and the acknowledgement of the Creator. The concept of rest was introduced as an essential part of creation, a time for renewal and connection with God. Genesis 2:2, God finished his work and he rested. Why did God rest? God did not rest because of fatigue. He rested to show the importance of completing work and then taking time to reflect. By resting on the 7th day, God sanctified it, setting it apart as a day of holiness, a time to cease from the busyness of life and connect with him. The principle of rest was established, not just as a break from labor, but as a sacred moment for peace and spiritual renewal. What this teaches us about the Creator: God's creation was done with purpose and intention. Every aspect of the world had a place in his plan. Rest is an essential part of life and is honored by God himself. We are invited to rest in him, to take time for reflection and gratitude for the goodness of creation. God's rest also teaches us to recognize that our work is not just about doing, but about stepping back, reflecting, and allowing ourselves to connect with our Creator. Conclusion: as the sun sets on the 7th day of creation, we see the beauty of a world that was carefully formed, not just for function, but for meaning, for life, and for relationship. Everything was made with purpose, from the stars in the sky to the creatures on the earth. And on the 7th day, God invited us into his perfect rhythm of work and rest. The creation story is not just a history of the past, but a call for us to live in harmony with the world around us and with the Creator himself. It is a reminder that after every period of work and striving, there is a time for pause, a time to rest, reflect, and reconnect with the source of all life. Just as God rested, he invites us to rest in him, to find peace in his presence, and to recognize that our work is always part of his grand design. As the Creator rested on the 7th day, may we also find rest in him, trusting that all he has made is good, and that we are part of his perfect creation. Let us enter into his rest and reflect on the beauty and purpose he has woven into our lives.